Okay, we're going to look at some more algebra, so collecting like terms and adding and subtracting polynomials. So collecting like terms. First of all, we need to understand what like terms are. So like terms are two or more multiples of the same number, variable, or unknown. For example, 2 times 3 and 3 times 3 could be like terms. These are multiples of the same number, 3 and 3. 2 times 3, 2 multiples of 3, or 3 multiples of 3. Okay, so those would be called like terms. 2 times 5 and 3 times 7, not like terms because they're not multiples of the same number. 5 and 7 are not the same. Okay. You can combine 2 times 3 and 3 times 3, which is why we're looking for like terms. 2 times 3 plus 3 times 3, well, 2 times is 3 plus 3. 3 times is 3 added to 3. Okay? 3 times. So now you have 5 3's added together. So you have 2 groups of 3 plus 5 groups of 3 gives you, 2 groups of 3 plus 3 groups of 3 gives you 5 groups of 3. So you can add like terms and subtract. Okay? You can't combine non-like terms in the same way. So 2 times x, 3 times x, that's like terms. 2 times x squared and 3 times x are not like terms. Okay? You can't, so this is 2 groups of x squared. This is 3 groups of only x. So you cannot combine those. 2x and 3y, well, this is like the 5 and the 7. They're different numbers. So you can't combine them either. Not like terms. 2xy and 3yx, those are like terms. Because x times y is the same as y times x. It's like saying 5 times 7 is the same as 7 times 5. They're the same thing. So we can write them in either way. Those are like terms. These are not. This is x squared, means x groups of x. This is x, just means x. Okay? So they are not alike. There's some similarities, but they're not like terms. Okay? So you can combine the 2x plus the 3x gives you 2 groups of x and 3 groups of x, which is 5 groups of x. Okay? Combine these ones and you get 3yx's minus 2xy's. Just rewrite that. 3xy's minus 2xy's. Yx is the same as xy. Well, that's just going to be 1xy. The one out in front, we don't write that anymore. We just write xy. Okay? So 3 minus 2 is 1 there. All right, so that's collecting like terms. Let's see some examples on this. So we've got a couple right here. 3x plus 2y minus 4 plus x minus 7. I've put a blue box around the x terms. Those are like terms. You can put them together. Okay, and I put a line under them when I collect them. I've just put a black circle around the 2y. It's the only term like that. It's the only one that has a y in it. I put that there. Minus 4 and minus 7, those are constant terms. Okay? So they are like terms. They're groups of 1, multiples of 1, right? So minus 4, minus 7, I put a red line under that. So now all the like terms are grouped. Now you can put them together. 3x plus x is 4x plus 2y minus 11. Same idea over here. The x squareds, like terms, put them together. The x, like terms, put them together. And the minus 6 is the only term of its sort, so I put it there. Collect them. 3x squared plus x squared is 4x squared. Negative x plus 3x is 2x, and then minus 6. Okay. Next one's down. We've got 2xy minus 5yx. Those are like terms. Remember, just flip them back and forth. Okay. 3 and the 5 are constant. They're like terms, and the 7x is not. We like to put the constants at the end. Bring these together. We've got this, minus 7x, and the constants combined. Now we have multiples of variables with powers. So x squared y and yx squared. They are the same thing. You can write the x squared in front on both of them. Okay, it doesn't matter which order you multiply them in. So they're like terms. These two are like terms. Put them together. And the 7 is alone. 7 and 12 is 19. Negative 5, negative 4 is negative 9 plus 7. Okay. Adding and subtracting polynomials. Okay. A polynomial is the sum and or difference of one or more terms. Okay. A term is the product of a real number. Real number meaning any decimal or whole or fractional number. Okay, numbers that we normally use. Okay, so a term is a product of a real number and a variable or unknown. And variables are unknowns. Okay, so example, 3x squared y, 3x, and negative 5y. These are all polynomials. It's a multiple of variables or unknowns. Okay, when it's just one term, one multiple, we call it a monomial. Okay, 2x squared plus 3xy. That's a binomial. It's a polynomial, but there's two terms, so we call it a binomial. Same with this one, 2x minus 5y. 3xy plus 2x squared y minus 5xy squared. There are three terms here, separated by plus or minus. That's a trinomial, three terms. Okay? They're all called polynomials. To add them, very simple to add. What you do for adding is you just remove the brackets. Okay? The brackets don't matter in adding. Just remove them and collect like terms. Okay? To subtract, what you do for that one is you change the sign of the second one. So if you're subtracting 4y minus x, you're subtracting 4y and subtracting negative x. If you're subtracting negative, that means to add. So you change the signs of the second polynomial and add them. Okay? When you add them now, you remove the brackets. Okay? So when you remove the brackets, you're just simply collecting like terms. 3x plus x, negative 2y minus 4y, 4x minus 6y. Okay? Now, one of the reasons is in Tool 10 for this negative being multiplied in, which we're going to look at next. Okay? So before we do that, let's do a couple more examples here of adding, subtracting polynomials. So we've got these ones up here. 3x minus 2y plus 4y minus x. That's adding. Remove the brackets. Collect like terms. Basically ignore the brackets. 2x plus 2y is the answer for that. Same with this one. Ignore the brackets. Collect like terms. Okay. Bring them all together somehow. And then you've got that nice answer. Okay. Subtracting. Don't remove the brackets yet. Change it to a plus and change the sign of everything in the second bracket. Okay. Then remove the brackets, collect like terms, and you got a nice answer. Same with this subtraction. Okay. You've got subtraction, change it to an addition, change all the signs, collect like terms, simplify. Okay. The distributive law is the next law. Pause this and do that as a separate video.